Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today we are covering Goosebumps, the movie that came out in 2015 with Jack Black.
Yeah!
But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So, oopsies. I did a repeat of the Republic of Tea Turmeric Ginger, which has turmeric, green tea, ginger, cinnamon, and honey flavor.
I also did a repeat of one of our favorites from Republic of Tea. It's the Daily Beauty Blueberry Lavender Tea. And I'm just going to stick with this part this time. It's got organic green rooibos, organic hibiscus, blue butterfly pea flower, organic lemongrass, organic rose hips, apple, organic lavender, sweet blackberry leaves, organic hibiscus extract, organic lemon balm, bamboo, blueberry, schizandra. It's got all the things.
All the things.
All of the things. And it's delicious. Go try it, please.
It is. It is delicious. And thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So for the summary of Goosebumps, the main character moves to a new town, and he meets his neighbor, and the neighbor's daughter is nice and kind, and the actual neighbor is really weird, and it's like, stay away from us. Well,
so many tropes.
Well, the neighbor is actually R.L. Stine, and he was trying to keep his books from being opened, and they were opened, and the monsters came out, and
And shenanigans!
Yes, shenanigans. So for entertainment, I will say that I did not have high hopes for this movie when it first came out, and whenever me and my husband went to the theaters to watch it, we were very pleasantly surprised. So I personally give it an 8. And I feel like it very much understands what Goosebumps is, because a lot of, not just how, it's kind of weird to explain, but it's about R.L. Stine, but at the same time, the actual storyline of the movie they're following, in typical Goosebumps fashion. Yeah. And I feel like that's why you had the tropes of the weird neighbor and then the twist at the end and
the beginning, the middle, and the twist.
Yes. There's the beginning, the middle, and the twist. And I love Jack Black as R.L. Stine.
He's so amazing. He was the
great job.
Perfect casting for that part.
Yeah.
100%. But it's hard to go wrong with Jack Black.
Right. And, honestly, I feel like he was a little bit less exaggerated than he is in some roles.
A little, yeah.
I really like the R.L. Stine cameo, and he's like Mr. Black. I really like that.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I thought it might be, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. They totally did that.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it.
So the story itself is really fun. I like that they called to a lot of the Goosebump monsters. I will say that I have always been kind of freaked out by dolls and dummies.
Yes.
And I did not appreciate how creepy that they made Slappy.
Yeah, Jack Black did real good with that voice, too.
Yeah. It took me, I didn't realize it until, a couple watches that Jack Black did Slappy's voice. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh man, he does a real good job.
Oh, he does. And it's a bit more prominent when they're in the fun house and they do The cool effect of seeing half of Jack Black's face and half Slappy.
Well,
and the expressions start to really line up and all. Oh my god, that was well done.
Yeah.
That part was really well done.
Well, and I find it interesting how they kind of did the, like, you made me and I'm a part of you type of thing between him and Slappy.
Yes, he's like, I made you. Or wait, did you make me?
Yeah. So it's like a very weird, and so I feel like they really did Slappy justice, even though I don't like dummies. But I thought it was. They don't really explain how it is that Slappy was able to get out of the book without a key, and all of the other monsters needed a key. But he also was the most powerful. I feel like
they more implied it. So when the abominable snowman hit the shelf and all the books fell, he was the one where the latch opened. So it kind of implied that it was damaged enough that it opened.
I guess it could have been damaged. Yeah, okay.
And the girl even said at one point it must have like caused one of the books to open or something like that.
Yeah. So but it didn't actually like open, but yeah. Kind of
still, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do think that the twist of Hannah being a ghost was a bit obvious, especially like there's literally a point where R.L. Stine is talking, and then it pans to her whenever I forgot exactly what the line is, but as he's explaining, like, when he writes, they come to life or whatever, and then it pans to her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, if you're not paying attention, you might miss it. But it's like, that was a very deliberate pan. Yeah. And then, of course, they, like, come out and reveal that she's a ghost.
I like also, though, that it wasn't just him. Like, he said it needs to be with the typewriter, too.
Yeah. And it has to be, like, purposeful or deliberate. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just
type out a page or something and it suck all the things back in. No, it needs to be, like, an actual full Goosebumps book.
Yeah.
With that style of writing and plot.
It did kind of seem that whole thing did seem kind of plot convenient to stretch out the movie, but no, it was really fun though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, oh man, just the whole movie I feel like is a great Goosebumps package where I feel like the original like show or series kind of had a little bit darker of a tone, at least depending on the episode. But overall, it was pretty good at keeping a similar tone. It had fun twists, just like the original. They had the fun cameo. Jack Black did a great job. It's a fun, wild ride. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I feel more like to me, it's a 7. I would give it higher, but it feels a little too kiddish.
I mean, that's kind of Goosebumps in general.
I know, but it didn't quite give me the same feel as some of the actual Goosebump books that I read growing up.
Now, to be fair, I never read any of the books. I just watched the show. And the show's pretty cheesy.
It is. Extremely. But some of those books...
Oh, I might have to
Some of those books were good. I especially loved the Choose Your Own Adventure kind of Goosebumps. Oh, some of those legitimately made my stomach drop.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. So they were pretty good. I thought it was hilarious how they brought in, like, he tried to get him to admit who he was by comparing him to Stephen King. And he gets completely, like, beat red and in a rage. And he's like, I've sold more books than Stephen King, but nobody ever talks about that.
Yeah, that was really funny.
It's fantastic, and I love it. And then, of course, when he goes into the auditorium and they're putting on a play, The Shining.
Yeah, like the repeated rage and the repeated joke of it is just, oh my god.
It's great. The plot follows kind of sort of the formula for Goosebumps. I feel like it's a little extra.
Yeah.
With all the monsters and all. I feel like they could have just brought out one or a few. Because, I mean, Slappy alone would be plenty of nightmare fuel.
I mean, it's definitely playing upon nostalgia
It is.
by having all of the monsters.
It truly is, for sure. And they had so many tropes in this movie that kind of detracted from it for me. It's
but
just
that's Goosebumps. At least the TV show.
I know, but I mean, did we need all of those tropes for the movie? Like, let's see how many we can pack into one movie. All of them. Let's go.
See, at least for me, it kind of adds to the charm of it.
Well, and then the stupid cops. Oh, that annoyed me so bad. So bad. But we got the new kid trope. We've got the adult trying to be the cool mom and the cool principal, but really just trying too hard to relate to kids kind of trope.
Oh, man, like the twerking joke or
Oh,
whatever.
my God, yes, that was painful. And then the aunt that is completely oblivious and just completely self-absorbed because, you know, what every teenage boy wants is a night in with his aunt where he's bedazzling stuff and hearing about, his aunt talk about her love life. Absolutely not. I would feign illness or something to get out of that too. Like, he feigned a test. Fair. I need to study. Please just don't ever come into my room. Like, all night. I'm just gonna be in there all night. Please don't come in. But like telling a teenager not to do something basically ensures that they're gonna do the thing. And that basically sets off all of the events of the movie. So there was some movies got a movie moments. It's just... And then the stupid cops trope. The everything checks out thing when they don't actually check anything. I will admit, though, the friend. The guy friend that he calls to help him out. He's a really good friend. They met earlier that week. He came when he was called. He thought, girls involved. But he showed up ready to be his wingman if need be on a moment's notice. And then the guy tells him there's actually not any dates, but there is a girl next door who I think is being held there against her will by her dad, who's a psychopath. I need you to help me break in. And he does. Most people would be like, nah, I'm out. Just, bye. But he's like, I'll do this. And then he asks him to be a lookout, and he warns him flat out, like, I'm not good with danger. I will run the other way. But he stays and even, like, goes into the scary house where he's terrified and continues to try to help the guy the entire time. Yeah. So how good a guy is that? Good friend. Good friend flag.
Green flag.
Admittedly, there were a lot of bear traps in that basement.
I love how they kept on like calling
excess amount of bear traps in the basement. There's just, they make fun of Zambonis, of course, which actually do go faster than that, but still. Yes. I had to stop at some point writing notes because, again, it's a Goosebumps movie. You gotta kind of throw realism out the window. Especially given everything that's happening in the movie. At a certain point, you're just like, nah, we're done. But entertainment-wise, it's all right. It feels like, to me, it could have been a little bit darker and a little less chaotic with all the monsters.
Yeah.
But it was fairly well done for what it was. And the effects were decent.
Have you seen the, like, it's not so new now, but the new Goosebumps series?
I have not.
That one takes it pretty dark. And Flappy is pretty terrifying.
Slappy is always terrifying.
I know, but he's definitely, like, even Steven, who's not scared of dummies, was like, oh. So that one,
I hate it.
like, I feel like this movie went a little bit more towards, like, the
lighthearted.
Well, I mean, the new Goosebumps series is definitely not for kids. Like it's
for those of us that grew up with it and want the nostalgia.
So, but that one's also a fun one, but it's a series, so we won't be covering it on the podcast unless if you twist our arm, we might.
Well requested, and maybe for a bonus episode.
Yeah, but I do think it's worth a watch. Like there's some choices that they make, but anyways, if you want like a darker tone, then that one definitely
I might have to check that out
takes it darker.
I like the darkness.
But for realism,
what realism?
Yeah, there is.
They have
realism.
gravity. That's a thing.
They have gravity.
They mention tetanus when they're climbing the rusted Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
That's also potentially a thing.
Yeah, like even the characters.
Dude, they had explosives at a high school.
So maybe this is another one.
Oh, it's a 1 for sure. It's another one that gets a 1.
Yeah. There's not really much about this movie that's realistic.
Absolutely not.
But that's what makes it fun. At least for me.
Like, okay, so Jack Black's character has an argument after he had told the teenager to stay away from his daughter, which basically ensures they're going to get together as friends or boyfriend, girlfriend. It's going to happen because you said not to. Because teenagers. Also then has a very loud argument in an only semi-obscured view of a window facing the house of the boy he told to stay away, ensuring he would call the cops.
Yeah, and the cops did not.
The cops did nothing.
Yeah, that was...
They were the trope. Again, please stop. They're like, oh yeah, my daughter is with her mother, who the girl had told the boy, my mom's not in the picture. I don't even remember her. And so he's like, with my mother, or her mother, while we're dealing with a messy divorce or whatever. And then the officer's like, that checks out. You checked literally nothing, sir.
Right.
Absolutely not.
You just immediately believed the story.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Then, of course, the self-absorbed aunt that believes, oh yes, what every teenage boy needs in his life and wants desperately is to bedazzle things with his aunt while she talks about her love life and gets advice from a teenage boy. Then the bear traps in the basement. Why do you have that many bear traps, sir? Okay, then... sorry, real quick. The Zamboni does actually go faster than that. Anyone who watches hockey knows that. Just saying. They go slow when they're actually cleaning the ice, but they can actually go faster. The more you know. I was wondering, though, when they started getting attacked by, like, the gnomes, how an indoor, like, inside door was locked from the outside. Interior door was locked from the outside. Makes no sense. Also, disposals in the sink have a safety that would stop it from, like, a hand being hurt apart from, like, a small cut. Like, it has an auto safety feature. So, hitting actual, like, ceramic would definitely stop it. That's not how it works. Why was the oven on fire? Why was the oven on
it's
fire?
One of those new nifty gas ovens.
Why was the oven on fire? I have a gas oven and stove. Why was the oven on fire? That's not how it works. That is a problem. Slappy says at one point, sorry, I'd hit the brakes, but I can't reach them. You can't reach the brakes, but you can reach the gas pedal that you're currently driving with. Mm-hmm. Sure. Why the frick not? There were, again, actual explosives in a high school that they used to blow up a bus. I beg your finest pardon?
It's in the chemistry lab.
I could see them using different chemicals to build a makeshift bomb. I'd have some concerns for the student that would know the recipe for that. But I could see that being more plausible than we have actual explosives ready-made and ready to be used at a high school. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But for the plot. And at that point, after that, I was like, I'm just going to throw realism out the window on this one. Cute kids movie, kind of fun. Jack Black was perfect casting for the part. Other than that, like, there is no realism. I'm done writing notes at that point. When the bus blew up, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. This is fine.
Like, it is a fun movie. It is definitely more on the kid end.
Oh, yeah.
But
it was definitely more lighthearted.
Yeah. But Jack Black makes the movie.
He
it would not have been the same 100%. Without him.
Any other person cast in that role, it would have flopped.
Yeah.
It would have 100% flopped. But Jack Black, just chef's kiss, beautiful. Absolutely. But again, hard to go wrong with Jack Black.
Thank you
Weird to see him in a horror movie, but
yeah. I would love to see him in more horror movies. Yeah. This is how it's going to go.
He has a decent range.
Yeah.
He actually does.
Mm-hmm.
So, good on you. He just does so well with the lighthearted things. I mean, Bowser.
Pages.
Love it.
But thank you for joining us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and a PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea. It just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye!